Hi guys, welcome to Nerdbytes, and this is going to be my game review for Pokemon Go. Yeah, I apologise for this being a little bit late, but I wanted to have a decent little play of the game around for a few weeks before I actually gave a proper review on it. But Pokemon Go is just completely taken over the world. Everybody and their dog is playing it, and I decided to get it myself. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Pokemon as a kid, and just the nostalgia of the entire thing, and just this feel of just being able to go out in the real world and catch Pokemon while getting some exercise, I thought is a really cool concept. So I had to try it out, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, the mechanics of it, it's augmented reality. It's very simple. You simply just you put your character together. It locks onto your GPS, and then you just go off walking, and Pokemon pop up around you, and then you try and catch them with Pokeballs. When you're first getting into doing like Pokeballs, flicking and trying to catch them is a bit of a bitch, especially with the flying Pokemon. They move all over the place, and it's a little bit difficult. But once you get into the swing of it, you know what you're doing, and you basically just build up your level. As soon as you get to level 5, you get to pick a team, and then you use those teams to battle gyms back and forth and take them over and keep them there. You get Pokecoins for staying there so long, experience points, so on and so forth. You get more experience points no matter what you do with walking, catching loads of different types of Pokemon, using incense, using lures, lucky eggs. You can even get little eggs that you put into incubators, and you have to walk them until they hatch into a Pokemon. You can get 2 kilometer ones, 5 kilometer ones, and 10 kilometer ones, and it's a good way of making sure that you exercise and don't cheat this. Again, another thing that they do as well is if you go over 15 miles an hour, it doesn't count your walking miles, so therefore won't hatch your eggs or give you any experience, because it stops people doing it while they're driving, which I think is a really good way of doing things. I mean, I started with Squirtle. I mean, I know you can do the thing where you walk away from the original 3-4 times, and on the fifth one, a Pikachu appears and you can have him instead. But I wanted Squirtle because I really want to get Blastoise, although I'm pretty much failing at that at the moment. I've been to a few different places, like a few country places and like walks and bits and bobs back and forth around my area, and there is like variations depending on where you go. And you know, I've racked up a reasonable team considering there's not really much around my hometown, but I have to go out of the way to try and find something decent. The only negative side I would say is that because it takes up your data, if you don't have that much on it, you're constantly switching it off and switching it on again to make sure you're obviously not sucking up too much of it, which is a little bit annoying because obviously you don't want to do that. You want to keep it on all the time, so if anything pops up at any point, you can do it, but you can't. So that is the only time I would say it's a little bit restrictive. It depends on what contract you're on and what money you can afford to actually have the amount of data you have on your phone. I know it's gone through a few updates lately, and a few of them are glitchy at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I understand that there's a lot of glitches that happen, especially on the launch day as well. On the first weekend that the UK had it, that was really bad as well. It was glitchy to fuck. But it has had its glitches, its up and downs here and there, and I suppose it's a bit of a negative side, but I also kind of understand it. It's a massive game, it locks onto your GPS, millions and millions and millions of people are playing this, and every single Pokemon that you can see, everybody else can see on their phone as well. It's not exclusive to you, so I can understand where these glitches are coming from. They're just going to have to people are going to have to bear with the app until they get these things fixed. The 3 teams, Mystic, Valor and Instinct. I've gone for Team Valor. To be honest, the only reason I went for Team Valor is because it's close to Balor, which is Finn Balor, which is a WWE superstar, and someone come up with a little logo saying Valor Club, and I was like, yeah, I'm having that one, definitely. It seems to be that the blue and red team are pretty much taking over the gyms at the moment. The yellow team aren't really doing so well, but you never know. There's always bound to be an underdog. The one thing I will say is the people that are going on about this app saying, oh, it's for children and all this kind of stuff, you fucking adults shouldn't be playing it. It's like, oh, you won't go out and get a job, but you'll go and play Pokemon. It's like, well, you know, most of us have got jobs. I've got a job, and I still go out and play it. And I don't like that kind of negativity. It's like people will enjoy what they want to enjoy. It's like you shouldn't have a market like what age you are, depending on what you enjoy. If you enjoy Pokemon at my age, 28, then yeah. What is the problem? I don't really see what the issue is. I mean, to be honest, every single time I've gone out into different parks and towns and places I've been, I haven't seen anybody under the age of 18 doing it. And if it's anybody around the 18 to 20 area, they're in groups of at least 4 to 5 people, all doing it together and having fun, and you know, doing it as like a community, and like you interact with other people and friends. Now, if there's someone that's 11, 12 years old that's wandering out by themselves into those kinds of areas, then that's not the app's fault. That is the parents' fault. The parents, by letting them go out by themselves, you should be accompanying them or making sure they're going in a massive strong group of friends to make sure that nothing bad happens to them. It's all these people that scaremongering. It's like, oh, paedophiles are going to get hold of them. It's like, well, I'm sorry, but you know, these kinds of like horrible, disgusting people that, you know, these paedophiles, they find their own ways to do that kind of stuff. And it's not just the app's fault, they're disgusting human beings decide to do that themselves. You know what I mean? The app is just another way of them doing it. I'm pretty sure that they've used things like Facebook and Twitter in the past. So this is just another avenue for those despicable human beings to do that. So for people to get on the bandwagon and blame the app and say it's the app's fault is unfair, really, because it's down to the parents' discretion of whether they decide to let that child out if they're too young. They should be with a massive group, or they should be with their parents. But like I've said, I haven't seen that many young children doing it. To be honest, it's either groups of 18 to 20 year olds, or it's people my age. It's late 20s, early 30s, even some like people at the age of 40. Why? Because Pokemon became a big deal in the late 90s, right around the time that I was a kid, a little teenager, and absolutely loving it. So yeah, of course we're going to give it a go. I mean, the first thing I think any of us thought when we saw that series or played the video game on the Game Boy, we thought, I really hope I can do this in the real world one day. And this is as close and as near as, damn it, we will probably ever get to that. So you're damn right we're going to give it a go. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I don't claim to be like the mouthpiece of Pokemon Go. I'm not spending every waking moment on it, you know what I mean? I'm busy, I've got other things to do, but you know, if I'm busy out in town or I'm wandering off to a new place I haven't been before, yeah, I'll flick it on, I'll have a wander around, rack up some miles, catch a couple of Pokemon. There's no big deal. It's a laugh, it's a fun app, it's a free app. So why wouldn't you give it a go if at some point Pokemon meant something to you, even if you were a kid? It doesn't matter. And even the people that are trying to blame the app as well, when they're walking across the road and getting hit by cars or falling into lakes and falling off bridges, oh, the app made me do it. It's like, no, you just weren't looking where the fuck you were going. I'm sorry, but you're the idiot. The app isn't the idiot. The app's not telling you to walk into a lake or walk across the road without looking. You look where you're going. The app even has loads of warnings that pop up on it to make sure you don't do trespassing, that you're constantly aware of your surroundings, absolutely everything possible to make sure that you know what you're doing as you're doing and being completely aware at all times. If you're still falling into things and being hit by things, that's your fault, not the app's. Although I will admit, people falling into lakes is pretty fucking funny, to be honest. Overall guys, I think Pokemon Go is a revolutionary new game. It's a lot of fun to have on your phone and just be able to go anywhere you want in the world and use it. It's an absolutely awesome new, like, revolutionary thing. I just think it's a really cool app. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of like nostalgia and like tugs at the heartstrings for people my age, because we used to love it as a kid, and it's bringing new generations into the original 150 that they may not be aware of. And I just think it is a lot of fun. You cannot deny it's a laugh, and you know, it brings people together. Everyone's enjoying it. And is it perfect? No, it's got its glitches, it's got its problems, but overall I think it's a great game, and I think it's only fair to give it 4 stars. So that's what I thought of the Pokemon Go game. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments or send me an email. You can also find me in the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and moviepilot.com. Just type in Nerdbytes anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos, and of course, keep it nerdy.